So greetings, it's Mike's from LiveMyAssOff.com. This is Red Rock National Park. And I'm here under this building-ish because my boss, Doug, is getting married today. And so he's having a, I don't know how many people are going to be here actually, but this is really cool. And the neat thing is, so you know how the standard deal is like everyone stays at hotels and then they come to the wedding reception. So that guy heading off right there in the golf cart, his name is Smiley, and his wife Elaine. I would guess that they're both retired. And so Elaine is the woman working at the gate when you come in and pay. And then Smiley drives around in the golf cart and he takes care of the grounds, and he says if we need anything for this wedding, I guess, you know, to let him know. And I am not in charge of anything, but I'm the first one here with a collared shirt, so clearly I know what I'm doing. But this is pretty cool, man. This is a neat little area. And I think the locals, I'm told, refer to this as Red Rock Crossing. We are in the Red Rock sort of national forest, obviously, those big red rocks over there, but master of the painfully obvious. But the nice thing about Smiley is he came over and opened up the restrooms over there, so that's nice. He says he's not going to open up the gate over there. It's unlocked, but he's not going to open it up to the folks get here, because then of course people would come in and park here. So the good news is I don't think I'm going to have to do a whole lot of policing of this area, but I'll tell you, that is pretty picturesque, right? Pretty awesome what nature does when left alone. But anyway, so it's an interesting time to be here, and as many of you know, I love the heat, and I will tolerate the humidity, absolutely. But in Sedona, Arizona, which is where we are, it is it's about 100 it's about 100 right now. Got up to like 104, 106 maybe during the day, but it's about 5:10 right now, 5:15 p.m. And so I guess the sun, since it's right over there, it'll just simply set over those trees here. So probably in about an hour or so, by the time the wedding starts, there won't be any real direct sunlight. And I gotta tell you, I mean, once the sun goes down and there's a little breeze here, it's really lovely. But yeah, so I'm a huge fan of destination weddings when they're somewhere warm. And so from here, I just simply drive up to Vegas, and I'm going to a conference there. And I just came from the Alibaba show, the Alibaba conference in Detroit. And that was really, really excellent. I don't really have a whole lot to share on that, simply because there's way too many other pieces of information on that on the internet already. The short answer is, if you have any interest in selling products on the internet, like you would in the United States to the Chinese, then Alibaba.com is where you can go. The short answer and the summary of all that I got by being there is that Taobao, Taobao.com, is where you should test out your products. And then once you get a brand that's recognizable, then you sort of transition over into Tmall. And Tmall and Taobao are really what generate just gargantuan revenue for that company. They did over $500 billion in sales last year with all their websites. So anyway, so that was pretty exciting. But anyway, so now here I am in Sedona, and taking advantage of the red rocks. So it's Mike's from LiveMyAssOff.com saying, I hope you're living the dream. If you're not living the dream, come on out to Sedona. It'll be here for you. Ciao. So greetings and good morning from Red Rock Canyon State Park. There are state parks and there are federal parks here. And I just finished with a great 1-hour tour, nature tour. So the majority of the discussion was around the foliage and the berries and that sort of thing. But he did tell me a little bit of the history of this park, as well as some of the things around here. The guy was fantastic. As you can see, there's plenty of parking. I adore this weather. It's about 100 degrees, but most people don't, so that's awesome. So I had a private tour, basically, for the price of admission, which was $7. So that's great. And as you can see, there's places that you can rent like little, have meetings and that sort of thing. But this is just so vast, really. And as you can tell, I'm the only guy making noise here. So that's pretty spectacular. And what's interesting is obviously I've shared and posted on Facebook, that sort of thing, but my international travel, which I still adore, absolutely, and I'm still definitely a beach guy. The desert is interesting, but I like the beach. And so anyway, but if you're ever here at Red Rock, I can highly recommend coming up to the Visitor Center. The gentleman who gave me a tour, like a lot of the people that work here, quote unquote work here, are volunteers. And usually the way that works, I guess, I've just learned, is that you volunteer your time, and in exchange you get free RV hookup. I don't believe you get a free RV spot, but I believe your utilities and that sort of thing are free. I'm not 100% sure, but the way the woman described it is, she said, yeah, so we're allowed to park our RV here. So, and I suppose considering the heat, that would mean you would have a lot of electricity for your air conditioner, unless you use your generator, whatever. Anyway, so it was a really interesting tour that he gave me. Turns out the guy's he got his PhD from Indiana University and taught there for a long time. So he's now retired and works 1 day a week, Fridays. Because apparently Fridays here are the least busy day. Apparently the folks either come or go on Fridays from Sedona in the summer. And so it's kind of neat to be able to, well, as an only child, as you can imagine, I really like having this whole park to myself. But yeah, it's big. And so anyway, as I was, talking a little bit about, my international travel, I mean, there's a lot to do in America. America's pretty darn big. And, of course, depending upon the season, too, it takes on a completely different personality. And so it's just really neat because, it's 100 degrees right now, right? Well, this morning, I was actually kind of chilly out on the porch having my coffee, so it's a big changing environment. So anyway, as you can tell, I'm quite relaxed, which is really nice, and I'm enjoying the outdoors. So anyway, I just wanted to share a little bit of it with you, and let you know that, I don't know about you, but I need places like this in my lifetime, meaning that there are times when I need to go to very raucous, very energetic type places, Ho Chi Minh City and that sort of thing. And then there are times where I just need to come here and, yes, get a little bit of information from potentially a tour guide. But the other thing I really like to do is to just sit and explore, journal potentially. Part of the way I journal is via video, but the other way is writing too. So I'm going to go and do a little bit of that. So it's Mike from Red Rock Canyon State Park, Sedona, Arizona, saying I hope you're living the dream. Because if you're not living the dream, you might want to come to Sedona. The people are pretty awesome. Ciao.